this video, we're going to demonstrate how you can add test items to a test bank within Arch. First, you go to alka.is in your browser, click the login, enter the login information, username and password provided, and then click the login button. You will likely not see any classes here due to the account that you have. You want to go directly to Tools, select Test Banks, and you will likely have just one test bank available to you unless you are creating more than one test. We're going to go to the demo test bank. I'm going to create a simple test item, which is typically how probably all of you will create your test except for math. And we're going to model how you can create math items. Okay, so we click the add item, multiple choice, click continue. What I do to save time is that I will just copy the entire question, including the possible choices, and paste it in. So it looks like that. So A is the correct answer, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. A's by default is selected, otherwise you would select whatever the correct option is. Okay, this is D, so I cut that out, paste it in. C, B, and A. Paste it in and hit the delete on those. Sometimes you will see something like that show up. That means you've got a carriage return in there, so you'll probably want to get rid of that. We really want to just ignore this. If you are creating test items aligned to standards or items within curriculum maps or whatever, you would be able to use this, but we don't care for that right now. As far as the Scholastic Meet goes, you want to leave this alone. Each item should be 1 point. So that is how you create an item. I'm going to go ahead and save it so you see what it looks like. This has the correct answer identified. Okay, we want to create another item, but in this case I'm going to create a science item that has a graphic in the question. So I'm going to hit add items, multiple choice, click continue. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the question in first, get that in there just like what we've just done. Paste that in. Okay, sparrow, woodpecker, owl, and I'm just going to type this in, finch. And so those are the possible questions, and the correct answer is going to be woodpecker. But we need the graphic in there. What type of bird is identified above? And so I'm going to add some more space there. And there are two options. I can just simply drag and drop from my computer folder, drag it right into here, and it would upload. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and do this option. Click the icon for an image, upload, add an image, bird, it uploads. Okay, that's way too big, so I'm going to shrink that down to, let's say, maybe 250. You want to make sure whenever you modify these that this stays locked, so the proportions of the image stays the same. So I'm going to click OK, and I might make that a little bit bigger. So I'm going to double click on the image. It'll unlock when it does that, so you want to, so 300, click OK. Now, if you have questions that the responses are images, all you would need to do is put the cursor in each of those locations or choices and then upload the image and paste it in. Again, you can drag and drop them in as well. So I'm going to click Save. And so there's our question with images on it. All right. Next, there's not a reading test per se, but there may be options where you would want to do this. Now, I need to emphasize that you may be just wanting to do this. Almost all the tests are like that on Scholastic Meets, so that's perfectly fine. So a lot of this is above and beyond the Call of Duty, let me just put it that way. But now I'm going to add an item, multiple choice, but we're going to have a reading passage. We need to create an artifact that has the text for that passage. So I'm going to add, click plus, and I'm going to put the title in there in a second, but let me go ahead and put this in. You can add sections, which is what I'm going to do, with a header with text, or just plain text, or you can add images. In this case, we want to do a section, and I'm going to paste that story into here. We want that, the title of the file, to go in here in the header. Notice that whatever you put in over here on this side, it goes in that way. So I need to go back to the artifact name, put that title into there as well, and click save. So now I can make multiple questions at this point, and it would reference that story. So in this case, there are 3 questions, and I'm just going to add one for now. Paste it in. Just like the same workflow that we had earlier. Be sure to get rid of those. Okay, and I click save. Here's the artifact that's associated with that. Whoops. See what happens when you have an extra space, so I need to go click and modify that. And the artifact. I'm not going to take the time to go in and add the other 2 at this point, but you get the general idea. Other than the fact that I'm going to hit add and multiple choice, and now you have that artifact that shows up, and you can select that, and then I would add the second and third items. Okay, so I'm going to cancel out of that. The remainder of this video supports the math teacher in developing math formula or math text necessary to be added to Arch. There is a website which has been provided in the information already given to you. The website is the a2mural.net site. This is one that I prefer. There's 2 sites. There are probably others, but this is the one that I prefer to use. And so I'm going to create a math item, multiple choice, continue, create this first question right here. I need to go to the equation editor. I need to add a fraction. It's going to be 2/7. We're going to divide a second fraction into that, so we hit the division. And then we need to, oh, by the way, it may go in there and generate 2 spaces here. If that's the case, the formula won't display correctly. It may down here, but it doesn't in other places. So anyway, okay. So go ahead and click the fraction, 1/5. I like this one because you can go ahead and put the $sign that's necessary in Arch to be able to read it. So goes ahead and hides it. You need to have a $sign in the front and the end of the entire math text. So all I need to do at this point, I'm looking down here to confirm that it's going to display correctly. And so I'm going to copy that, go to Arch, paste it in. Then we want to go back to the editor, and now we want to focus on just the choices that would be in it. In this case, it's 1, so we just put a 1 in front of that. it is 5 and 12. So we copy that, go back to Arch, go back to the editor, and now the next fraction, 35, 3, get rid of the 1, copy, paste. A is the correct answer, by the way. And now it's just 1/4. I have the two windows in two tabs, so I can toggle back and forth fairly easy. And then the final one is 17/35. Copy, paste, and then we can save it to see what the equation looks like. And so here's our question for dividing two fractions. So that's pretty much the process that you need to go through to create test items in Arch. If you have any questions, please let me know. Call, text, or email. Yeah, good luck.